Hello, once again. Welcome to the Abundant Street Podcast. I'm your host, Janice Luke, and I'm accompanied by my co host.
April Capri. What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
What's
April,
going
how's it
on?
going? How's it going?
It's going great. It's another positive, productive week. How about you?
It's going great. We're being productive. This podcast is taking off, and I'm really excited. We're on episode 4 now.
Number
So we
four.
have a
I
great
love it.
guest. Yeah, we have a great guest coming up. And so without further ado, let us know, talk to us
We,
about our next guest.
we really do have a great guest today. So today we're in for an inspiring conversation about education, entrepreneurship, and making a positive impact. With over 20 years as an educator, she's been inspiring youth, instilling entrepreneurial spirit, and lighting the path to innovation. But that's not all. She's an accomplished real estate investor with over 15 years experience as a landlord, as major. And on top of that, she's the driving force behind a dedicated nonprofit that empowers young girls. I don't know how she found the time, but that's
Wow.
that's very amazing. Let's find out from her.
Who is it?
Stacy Madison. I'm
Stacy.
sorry, Stacy.
Let's let her in. Stacy Madison. You left us hanging there. Let's see. She's
Stacy
coming up now.
Madison. Drum roll, please.
Yes. She's coming in now. Hey, Stacy.
Stacy.
Unmute for us. Hey, Stacy. How's it
Welcome.
Hey,
going?
ladies.
How are you
Hi.
doing tonight?
Doing well. Can't complain.
Awesome. So, Stacy, tell us about Stacy. Tell us about your
Okay.
background and your unique story.
Yeah, your profile
Okay.
is so
Well,
amazing, girl. You put in some work.
Yeah.
I try. I am originally from the Bahamas. I was brought up here in the States. I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm a landlord. I am a nonprofit CEO, and I have my own property preservation company.
Oh,
Property
wow.
Yes.
preservation. I'm gonna have
Yes.
to ask you about that. What is property preservation?
Property preservation. I'm glad you asked. Property preservation is basically when your homes are going into foreclosure and you need it to be secured. We'll come in there, board it up, stop the plumbing, put anything we need to do, turn off the plumbing, winterize it, and we basically preserve it until it's ready to go.
Oh,
What?
wow. That's pretty
Oh, that's
good.
very valuable. I've actually
Yeah.
never heard about that. Well, I mean, we've seen it, but I've
Hmm.
never, I knew about that niche. That's really cool.
So you
Yeah, it's
like
property.
preserve it? Is it like sitting for maybe investors or maybe new homeowners to come around or either one?
Exactly. As it
Okay.
sits and waits, it has to be preserved. So basically, we
Yeah.
board it up. We'll do what we need. We'll cut the lawn. We'll do anything that we need to do to preserve it, to the look and aesthetics of it until it's sold.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
great.
wow.
That's great. So you mentioned that you had is that your nonprofit or is your nonprofit something different?
No,
So, okay.
it's so funny.
Oh,
My nonprofit is Girls in the Know, where
oh,
we
okay.
know about knowledge, nutrition, organization, and wealth. So I try to be the all around for my young girls. My young girls are from middle school all the way to high school, and we basically come in there. We help them with etiquette training, leadership skills, and just trying to be an all around woman as they catapult into their adulthood.
Wow, that's great. That's
Wow.
wonderful. I bet you that's rewarding to work with the youth that way and to be such a great example to them. A lot of times they're just so lost these days sometimes, and to have a positive role model such as yourself, that must be so powerful to see them grow and everything. So,
Yes. I'm a
Very
sixth grade
powerful.
teacher by trade. I do all of that, but I'm also the job that pays me is I'm a
right.
sixth grade social studies teacher, and I've been teaching for over 20 years now. So that's the job
Awesome.
that pays me.
You and
Yeah,
Janice in a
I'm,
competition, in the teaching competition.
Let's
I'm
go,
in the
teachers rock.
yes, teachers right. I'm in the same boat.
Right.
I'm a teacher, education, so I've been in it for quite some time as well. So I feel you on that one, and it's
Yes.
wonderful, like how we could kind of take the more traditional route, but then see our like different unique journey and kind of recognize, hey, we have like more creativity to offer, and to kind of take another route with it. Is that how you feel as well, or?
That's how I feel exactly, because I feel like education and educating people, not just our students, but educating anybody else helps us to just get our niche out there, and we're able to do our courses, we're able to help them, and we just, we do what we need to do for our society. So Yeah.
Right. That's great. That's wonderful. So, what kind of like, how has your journey been? Like, I know kind of the deal about how to, about getting the certificate for teaching and whatnot, college and stuff. But on the like nonprofit and your other projects and things, how has that journey been? What are your like wins, your struggles? Can you kind of describe those things?
Yes. Okay. So I've been a landlord for 15 years. I didn't start with an LLC. I bought my first home, and the market was in shambles at this point, and so I bought another home for like $50,000, and then I bought another home, all under my personal credit. So
Mm,
in today's society, we don't do that. So I had all of this debt under my personal credit. And I wish I would have known what somebody has shown me now, what I know then. So I would have been able to leverage that credit, the tax write-offs and all of that. But I
mm.
didn't know. I had three mortgages up under my own personal credit, no LLC, no protection, no nothing. And so now I know what to do. And I also help people start their businesses and structure them correctly. So I have SJM Business Consulting, and I can help you start, scale, and structure your business. Because I wish people would have told me that, hey, you don't buy property up under your personal name. You have to buy it up under your LLC. And so now I know.
That's
Right.
awesome. And the fact that you went through that is, I feel like that qualifies you even more to teach somebody else about it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you went
Yes.
through all the rocky moments and all the stressful
Right.
moments and the transition moments. And
There you
that's how you
go.
know, like, no, do this first. So you don't have to double back and miss out on benefits and stuff like you were saying. That's awesome.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I didn't know depreciating, your home's depreciating and making those tax write-offs accounted for anything. So now I know, and I'm able to help people do that now.
Uh,
wow, that's great. So you mentioned, okay, your business, can you name your business again?
SJM Business
That's
Consultants, and that's
okay.
Stacy Janet Madison Business Consultants. Yep, that's
Awesome.
me.
So if someone were to connect with you, can you kind of describe like the onboarding process if they wanted to kind of connect with you, to consult with you? What's that kind of look like, the process of
Yeah,
you
so
connecting?
basically it's a free half-hour call, and we just talk about your business. Have you named your business yet? Have you started your the recourse to get a EIN number? Have you started a website? Have you started a physical address? So we just basically talk about that, and then once we get that together, we help them to start and structure it. So we structuring it for success, and then we scale it with business funding, to how to get which banks pull from where, who are the lenders that are lending for new businesses. We do all of that for you.
Phenomenal. Because you gotta have funding if you're gonna, especially in real estate. It's
Exactly.
not option. Well, it's optional for some people, but not you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Oh my
Right.
God.
I know that you have to start somewhere, like you might have to put some kind of investment in, and it's like you mentioned earlier, it's best to go through your LLC and not your personal side or personal
Mhm.
credit. Uh, I know there's ways to get funding on the business side that you may have to be a personal guarantor, but I'm sure you can walk people through that as well, correct?
Definitely, definitely. Some banks are definitely going to ask you to personal guarantee, especially if you're new. Your business is new, less than I think 3 years old. Yep.
Right.
So
And personal guarantee meaning just like you have to use your personal credit in order to qualify, just to
you
get
have to
started.
guarantee,
Yeah.
exactly. You have to guarantity that you will pay this money back. Yeah,
Yeah.
Basically, like
Yeah.
you're co-signing your business, like you
you're
co-sign.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's a way,
That's
good way to
great.
look at it. I love it. Co-signing your business.
Yeah.
That's great. So, what made you want to get into like real estate? And you can talk about that. And also, I'd like to know
Yeah.
more, like, what made you want to get into? Well, maybe one at a time. We'll start with the real estate. What
Oh,
made you
I know
get?
I have so many.
Yeah.
My grandmother, bless her, she has passed on, but she was a landlord. And what she did, she built her home, and then she kept adding on little apartment buildings all around her home. And she had a third grade education. And I remember her writing out her receipts, and all she could write was her name initial,
That's so
Veronica.
hard.
And
Wow.
I just was looking like, she said, you know what, Stacy, I might not know how to read, but I sure know how to count.
She
And
knew
so
what she
she
was doing.
always knew how, when that rent was due, she had tallied it up, but she was my superhero, and I
Oh,
took over when I started. I said, you know what? I remember Grammy doing this. I can do this. And there you go. And that's how I became a
wow.
landlord for over 15 years now. And I have the 2 homes now on rent and then one that I had to sell. But yeah, that's what I did. It was rocky at first, but now it's structured and it's scaled correctly.
Now
Wow.
that's
That,
legacy. That's
right.
legacy in real
Yeah.
time. That's what we call legacy.
Yeah.
Right. I was about to say that is so awesome because like we love to see the legacy and you can I don't know if you have children, but you can leave for maybe your children, grandchildren too, and it can just go on for generations to come. That's what
That's
my goal is, and I just think that's so powerful. That's so awesome.
It really
Yes,
is.
that's my goal. I have one son, and I told him, "Hey, look, you have the wherewithal. You don't even have to wait on me. You know what to do." And he had started his own business as well. So he's a rapper. He's a entrepreneur, businessman. So he is doing it also. So we're trying to get this generation to catapult them into something else.
Well,
That is
definitely
so
Something.
runs in the
great.
family, I see.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're
I
trying.
love that. So
Yeah.
family is so important. I love that. I'm so family oriented as well. That's so great to see that. I admire that. That's great.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
what the nonprofit? Let's talk there. The nonprofit. Like, what made you want to? Like, I know why I wanted to teach. Make a difference in young lives. But I want to hear your story. Like, what made you want to get into the nonprofit?
Right. So I am a teacher, and I noticed that my girls were just, kind of doing what they wanted to do. And I said, you know what? I know we shouldn't judge and be like this, but I always say, we should be young ladies at all times. And I used to tell them that. And then I'm in a sorority, and we talk about influence and how the social media is getting ahead of our young girls and stuff. So I just teach them how to do leadership. We do college applications. We do economic building, wealth building, financial literacy. So we do all of this for our young girls. And I got into it. Um, it's been about 5 years since my nonprofit has been opened, and basically we work with my school. So we do it after school, and then we do it on the summer months. And just been a blessing. It's been a blessing. Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
That
So,
is.
can you drop some gems? Like, if someone wanted to start a nonprofit, where would they start? Like, where would they start to
Oh,
get that going? Like, can
yes.
you drop some
Okay. So
plays?
it's relatively simple. You can pay people to do it, but you can do it yourself
Okay.
also. So to start a nonprofit, the IRS, you just basically go there and they give you a list of things that you need to do. You have to have your articles of incorporation. You have to have a business plan. You have to have things written out to know what you're doing. So nonprofit basically is that you are not going to take that money and carry it over. You're going to have to basically every year when the end of the tax season comes, that money that you have to have a zero balance. So that means that I'm not going to be saving. That's what nonprofit means. I have to give it away. I have to do things to give it away. So a nonprofit, you can, like I said, people can start it up for you, or you can just write it down on what you want. It has to fit something in the community. It has to have something to do with helping somebody. So to me, that's what it is. It's a service organization.
Wow, that's great. Is that something that your business consulting, or your consulting business, I should say, do you help them start nonprofits as well as
Yes, we can
LLCs?
help them start their nonprofit.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
we can
That's
help
great.
them.
very cool because I never looked at it like that with the zero balance at the end of the year. That's something I feel like a
Now,
lot of
some
people miss.
nonprofits do carry over a balance, but you have to let the people who have given you grants um, to tell them what you're going to do with that money. So basically, you just can't save it and say, "Oh, okay, put it here." You have to have a zero balance, and you have to have some kind of knowledge on where that money is going,
Got you.
line item by
Yeah,
line.
that's wonderful. Well, I could tell that you possess like a high energy and very knowledgeable, and I'm sure the girls really look up to you, and it's so awesome what you're doing. And uh,
It really is.
yeah. So can you tell us like maybe a highlight of work with the kids? Maybe there's a particular, you don't have to name anybody, maybe a
Mhm.
particular moment that you worked with a young lady, or like, can you describe like what differences or the outcome of the differences you made in their lives? Like tell a
Oh,
story
okay.
or yeah.
Well, I have a lot of young girls that they hate me. I promise you, they hate me in sixth grade, but I promise you, when they get to 11th grade and 12th grade, I'm getting these emails. Miss Madison, you have been such a phenomenal person in my life. Would
Yeah.
you write me a recommendation letter? I need a recommendation letter for this. You know, I wasn't the best in sixth grade. I wasn't the best, the kindest, but you stuck with me and you did this. And I was like, oh, wow, I remember her. And I remember our interactions. And one thing about me, I'm going to be firm, but I'm going to be fair. And they remember me and they write me back. And I'm in the same school district. And I always tell them, when you get to high school, call me, email me. I'll give them my numbers. My email is still the same, and they're able to reach back out. So, there's been many times when I had people say, you know what, I didn't really like you in sixth grade, but I really appreciated what you did for me.
That's what I was
They
about to
can't,
say.
people don't
Yeah.
know, kids don't know what you, it's a saying that it goes like this. They don't care what you know. They just need to know that you care.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. That is like drop the mic on that too, because
Yeah.
I can totally relate because of me being a teacher in education as well. It's the same thing. Like they don't really understand. As have to correct them as they think you're nagging, that kind of thing, and or like you said, they hate you or they dislike you. But deep down, they might, but I think deep down they do appreciate it, but then they get to maturing and stuff, and then later on, when you see them in the future, they do respect you, they do
Right.
appreciate you. It's so rewarding to know that you made that difference, and so I
And
admire
that's what
that.
it's about. That's
Yes,
what
it
it's
really
about.
is. It's all worth it after that because you touch lives, and it's so wonderful that
Yeah.
you do. So do you have any other like gems you can like as far as your business or any advice that you can give new startups or even people that are more established that can maybe take their business like you spoke of like scaling a business, like
Mhm.
how can you talk about that or anything that you want to offer like advice to anybody?
Yeah, so when you have a new business, it's basically, as me being an entrepreneur with your business, just love on your business, do the things that you need to, put the time in, put the work in, because it's going to reward you in the end. You might not see it right now, but once you're scaling and working towards it, it's going to come back to you a hundredfold. So it does take time, it does take energy. Don't give up, don't give in. When you're especially as a new entrepreneur, make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. Make sure that you have all your line items completed, because when that tax time comes, you need to have things in
Mm.
order. um, the other advice I can give them is watch what you name your business. You don't want your business to be a long name or a drawn out name, and there are some key words that sometimes businesses can have in it that are sometimes red flags for banks and stuff. But
Mhm.
make sure you're naming your business that means something. Um, then when you have items that you need to fix on your business, you can always go back to your Secretary of State and you can redo things. So it's not a and be all and end all. There are different things that you can do, especially for business funding. You can make relationships with bankers, not just going there and just say, hey, I need to open up a loan, but talk with your banker, make sure that they know who you are and that you're bringing business to this to their establishment, and just be a personable person and make sure that you're working towards your goals.
I love all
Absolutely.
of that. And I
Yeah.
wanted to ask, because what you just said just really resonated with me about when you're a new entrepreneur, just give it time, give it time.
Mhm.
And I wanted to ask you because I don't have enough fingers for all the things that you do.
Yeah.
You're a mom, you work, you've been
Yeah,
working, you do
yes.
real estate, so you're buying, purchasing property, you're
Mhm.
maintaining property, you're a landlord, then you do a non-for-profit. What does your time management look like? How long did it take you to get into like a rhythm and a groove and just really like distribute that throughout your days and your weeks to where you're not leaving something uncovered?
Gotcha. So it was hard at first because I
I
was
know
trying
it
to do.
was.
Yeah, I had too many irons in the fire. I was
Girl.
all over the place, but I hired a VA and that kind of
Okay.
helped me. That helped me a lot because I hardly post sometimes, but my VA started posting for me, just doing
Okay.
little things like that. You can hire a VA, you can hire a person to help you, some kind of assistant, but what I did first is with Madison Smith Property Preservation, I started that first. Nonprofit was there, it didn't scale too well. So I've just been, I do something, then I focus on that. And then when I focus on that, I tailor it to that. And I put all my time in there. One thing might suffer for a while until I get that together. So then I
Got you.
focus on that, get that in order, then I'll go to the next thing. So it took time. And it's still, a work in progress. Don't believe that I have it all worked out, but it's still a work in progress where I'm still working towards what I need.
Right.
I
And I
definitely
think,
respect that. Yeah.
yeah, I do too. And I think that we're all kind of like on our journey, and
Mhm.
that's what we're here. We're here to celebrate the journey, the process, and as long as you don't give up and you're consistent every day, the progress is going to come and it's going to add up in the end. So I commend you for your hard work, and it's just great to
Absolutely.
see that.
Thank
Yeah,
It's so
you.
because
great
some
to see
people,
that.
myself, it can get discouraging when you're trying to do so many things at once,
Mhm.
and then, it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of planning. And, I really appreciate you saying, like, don't give up. It does take time because people feel
Next
like,
time.
oh, it's not going to work. And they, go on to the next thing. And if you would have just put in a little bit more time,
There you
been a little
go.
bit more consistent,
And I
who
want
Right.
everything on self pilot at this point. I want it to be where
awesome.
it's passively being making me my money,
That's go.
building it up. So I that's what my goal is, to have everything just working in tandem.
Right.
Yeah,
The cash flow is king, I think,
that's it.
while you sleep, right? But
While you
Yeah.
sleep. Mhm.
yeah, so that's great. I know you spoke of like getting a VA and whatnot to kind of help you with some processes and business systems. What about partners, like strategic partners? Have you worked with anybody like in that
Yes.
way
And
or?
I I have many other partners as well. So I have another partner that I met in a mastermind, and that we kind of came together and we started another business where we are doing the same thing: business funding, credit building, financial literacy, all of that. So yes,
Very cool.
strategic
Hey,
partners are the way to go, because if you can gel and you can find people, you never know who can bring value to your business, to
yeah,
yourself, and then lifelong business partners. So yes,
Yeah.
strategic partners are the
absolutely.
way to go.
That's so powerful
Love
because
it.
it takes a lot of weight because where you're weak, your partner is strong and vice versa. And I know with me and April on the podcast, we kind of feed off each other's energy, and I think we're gelling pretty well. So I think it's very important to have a strategic partnership wherever
Yes.
you can. So
Oh yeah,
that's so
and a
great.
partner that knows, and like you said, you can gel off of it. You can work hand in hand, that have that balance. So yes, and don't be afraid to pay to play. So sometimes
Mm,
you have to buy courses. Sometimes you have to buy masterminds.
Right.
Sometimes you have to buy into things to learn, and that helps too.
I agree with that 1,000,000%.
Yes,
It's the knowledge and it's also the experience. It's getting into that flow, getting in different rooms, different spaces, new
exactly.
faces, like, and
Yeah,
it's
you gotta invest in yourself. You gotta
yeah,
um you got to do the research. Like, I find myself learning on the fly. Like, I might be a little scared or nervous about learning something new, or because I think I don't know how to do something, but I make myself dive into it and just learn. And I call it learn on the fly and just do it.
I
do it
love it.
scared, do it
So
scared,
yeah,
Do it scared. Love it.
do it scared.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm too seasoned to like wait on it now. So I gotta
we got to do
go.
it.
Right. Um, so that's so great that you're able to find that balance and being able to do your research and get in the rooms. That's so wonderful.
We got to get
So
in the room.
absolutely. So is there anything else that you can let us know, like either background or anything else you can think of that you want to talk about?
No, SJM Business Consulting is my umbrella, whereas then my real estate company, nonprofit, and then I have some strategic partnerships doing. I do also wholesaling that I do.
Mm-hmm.
So wholesaling with real estate, nothing particular, but just making sure that people know that you can have it all. And it's okay to work, and it's okay to do what you need to do and do what you love first. So if you don't
Yeah.
love what you're doing, then it's going to be it something that you're not going to have fun doing. Like Oprah said, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So I do what I love. I love real estate. I believe that it's a prime example of wealth building. It's a prime generational wealth builder. So I love real estate. I love business consulting. I love everything entrepreneurship. And eventually, when I retire and do what I need to do, I'll have my streams of income coming in and being able to feed my grandchildren and my children's children.
Right.
Amen. You said
That's right.
children,
There you go.
children. I know
There you
that's
go.
right.
There you go.
Girl,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
are setting one heck of a foundation, that's for sure. You putting in a lot of time and a lot of work. And also I could tell your heart is in it. You know what I mean? And that is one of the most important things. Like you said, when you love what you do, it's not work. So,
Exactly.
but it's still
Right.
work because you're putting in work.
So
But it's
Exactly.
I've gotta
not
ask
like
this.
work like a job.
Right. I gotta ask this question though, because we've been in the rooms together, I think,
Yeah.
and in some mentorships, and we've been hearing, like focus on one thing, like choose one thing, and have multiple streams of income off of that one thing. But obviously, you got your time management down to where you can do several different things. Has it been difficult for you? Because I don't know if you like just focus on one thing for a season and then go to the next thing, or I mean, I know, but you probably have everything in place now. But has that been difficult? As
It
far as
was difficult. I'm not going to tell you any stories. It was difficult at first because I did not have the structure. I did not have the wherewithal to do what I needed to do. I knew what I wanted. I know how I wanted it to be. I knew what I wanted it to look like, but I didn't have that structure. Now I can see that I'm doing the real estate. I'm taking that money and using it to do other things. The nonprofit basically is not really making any money for me, but it's something that I love to do because it helps the young ladies. Um, the SJM is a work in progress. I'm still working under that, and so it is difficult. But you still have to focus. You have to focus and just do one thing good, and then try to scale it all together.
wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Well, I
awesome.
think you're a perfect fit for what you do. You are an excellent consultant because I feel like anybody that came to you, they get a blend. First of all, you had the experience, you've had the success, you're a teacher, you mentor, you know what I mean? So you
Yes.
can sense what people are going through and kind of help navigate them, so they avoid all these potholes and dead ends and stuff like that. And you can really talk to them, kind of meet them where they are with it because you know where they're coming from because you've been there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that makes you perfect for what you're doing, to be
I
honest. I
appreciate
don't know too much about real estate. Full transparency, I'm scared of being a landlord. So I'm also extremely proud of you because that's brave to me.
It's
It's
fun.
extremely
It's
brave.
rewarding and challenging at the same time. I tell you that.
Okay.
Those 3 o'clock calls in the morning.
Girl.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what kind of, but the you're doing it. You're doing
yeah.
it. So
That's
like
awesome.
major salute to you for real.
Yeah.
Thank you
So,
so much for that.
do you have any like events coming up, or maybe you can drop your links or let us know where people can find you, or do you have any projects or big events coming up that you might be working on, or?
No projects, just trying to buy some more real estate right now. I'm
Mhm.
getting some funding for uh like an apartment complex in Macon. So I'm waiting to hear back from that.
Yes.
Yes, and it's 4 units, so hopefully that will go through pretty soon. Nothing big
Yes.
coming up. SJM Business Consultants is on Instagram at SJM Business LLC. Madison Smith Property Preservation is www.madisonsmithllc.com. So I'll drop those links in there for you. And nonprofit girlsintheknow.org, girlsintheknowinc.org.
Got
Love
you.
it. Girls in the
Yeah.
know, baby. Girls in the know.
Yes.
Oh,
I
I love
love
Trying
that.
to do it all. Trying to do it
it.
all.
Love it. Powerful. We're
Stacy
great.
love the kids for real.
Yes.
Yes.
Powerful women upbringing. So that's awesome. I love that.
Thank you
I
so
love
much.
that. So, well, I mean, unless April, you have anything else to add or ask?
No, I got to give you your flowers, Stacy. Again, I really admire everything that you've done, everything that you've been through, because, a lot of people would have given up and just be like, this is too hard. I can't do it. You know what
Right.
I mean? And the fact that you just continue to branch out and continue to grow and continue to help others, just Girl, I'm just so happy because I didn't know any of this. So I'm happy to learn all of this about you. And I'm
Thank
really
you.
excited for you and your growth and
Oh, yes.
also the impact that you have on those young girls. They need to see more of this. So I'm just
Mhm.
really thankful that you are around them in their life and, you know, being a positive influence for them because we definitely need more of that on, you know, just grown folks, little kids,
All of
you
us.
know, young adults. We just need positive influences in general, even us with the mentorship aspect of it. So, you know, that's very valuable. Got to give you your flowers. I'm rooting for you, sis. I'm
Thank
definitely
you.
Absolutely.
I'm rooting for all of us. Yes, thank you so
Right.
much.
So I have to say, what's your shirt saying? Bosses do what? What does it
What they
say?
want to do.
I know that's right. Look,
Bosses what? Say it again.
Bosses do what they want to do.
All right,
period.
amen. I know, right?
Yeah.
We're bosses. Bosses do what they
I
want to
There
love
do.
you
it. And
go.
there's the
I love it.
period.
Yes,
Period.
period.
There you go.
Period.
I
That's
love
it.
I
it.
love it.
I love it. Well, Stacy, thank you so much. It was an honor having you as our guest
Mm.
today, and we will definitely share all your links. Y'all follow Stacy, and if you need help with business structure, funding, you need to get with Stacy so she can help you get started and scale your business. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. It was an honor having you
Thank
on
you,
tonight.
Stacy.
Thank
Yeah.
you, ladies. I appreciate y'all.
We
Blessings.
appreciate you too.
All
Have a good
right.
night, everyone.
Bye for now.
Bye.